My phone vibrated off the kitchen counter the moment the first window shattered. It's almost funny what you think about when the world goes to hell. 3 hours ago, I was standing in the bathroom, picking at the weird red patch on my ankle. Eczema, the doc says, but I always think it's something worse. Back then, the biggest thing on my mind was whether Mom would call me today. She never calls on Mondays, but last time she forgot my birthday. My name's Travis. 32. Used to be IT support for a regional grocery chain before they started downsizing. I still get headaches from the fluorescent lights in the break room. My apartment is barely big enough for my futon, let alone the $2,000 of student debt I can't shake. That's why I live alone. Cheaper, quieter, until tonight. The glass goes everywhere, even into my socks. I scramble up, phone in hand, still on speaker with Eric, my best friend since high school, the one guy who stuck around after Rachel left. Eric's voice is ragged. "You hearing this on your end?" I answer, but my mouth is so dry I sound like a stranger. "Yeah, it's here." He's breathing heavy. I can hear his TV in the background. Some emergency alert on repeat. I turn down my own just as a siren screams outside, loud enough to rattle the kitchen cabinets. Then it happens. This low, rhythmic clicking sound, like someone tapping fingernails on tile. Not fast, methodical, insistent. It's coming from the front door, not banging, just click, click, click. My stomach drops. My first thought is of the maintenance guy, George, who always knocks 3 times and shouts, but this isn't him. The air smells wrong, damp and sharp, like mold in an old lunchbox. I put the phone to my ear and try to make sense of Eric's voice, but he's cutting in and out. Static, and then, "Don't let them see you," he hisses. Then the line dies. My stupid ringtone, a chipmunk cover of an old Rihanna song, plays for half a second. Then nothing. I'm alone again, except for the clicking at the door. I want to check the peephole, but I freeze. Claustrophobia punches me in the chest, the same feeling I got when I was trapped in the elevator last spring, only now my hands are shaking worse. There's blood on my sock from the glass, but I barely feel it. The clicking gets louder, and the siren outside sputters, then dies. For a moment, the whole building is silent. No TVs, no cars, just the slow, relentless click, click, click at my door. I reach for the kitchen drawer where I keep the hammer, hand slipping on the handle because it's still sticky from last week's jelly mishap. My head is pounding and my eczema is itching like mad. I think about my mom and about how I never called her back last Sunday. Then, suddenly, the clicking stops, and from the hallway, something starts whispering my name in a voice that sounds exactly like Rachel. For a second, it almost fools me. Soft and apologetic, the way she used to sound after an argument. My chest tightens. I know she isn't out there, but hearing her say my name makes something raw and guilty flicker inside. I bite my knuckle until I taste blood, trying to ground myself, but the voice keeps going. "Travis, please, I'm scared. Open the door." There's a scraping under the door now, like nails or broken teeth dragging against the wood. The air feels colder, though my shirt is sticky with sweat. The hammer's weight in my hand is ridiculous. Too small. Too normal. A picture flashes through my mind. The last time Rachel left her toothbrush in my bathroom, and how long I kept it there just in case. I want to scream or call Eric back, but my phone is dark and useless. I can't bring myself to get close enough to plug it in. The hallway light, visible under the door, flickers in and out. I crouch beside the fridge, staring at the crack, and force myself to breathe, my heart skipping in uneven jolts, making my eczema flare up, the itch almost as bad as the dread. I hear it, a wet, shuddering gasp, way too close. Then something small and white slides under the door. It's a torn scrap of paper, folded up neat as a school note. My brain blanks for a second, then panic slams into my chest. I reach for it with trembling fingers, keeping the hammer up, ready to swing. On the paper, written in blocky black marker, are the words, It knows your name. My mouth goes dry. I scan the paper, flip it over, looking for a sign or a clue, but it's just that same ugly handwriting. Nothing else. Another click, louder this time, makes me jerk backward, banging my head on the fridge handle. The whispering stops. Suddenly, someone starts pounding on my upstairs neighbor's door. Heavy, frantic. Then a scream, high and raw, cuts off mid-breath. Something crashes. Above me, the ceiling creaks like it's about to buckle. My hand is shaking so hard the hammer rattles against the tile. I look at the paper, then at the door, and realize I don't have a plan. Not for this, not for any of it. I have to block the broken window. But as I crawl toward the closet, a new sound trickles in from the hall. A soft animal whine, and the unmistakable skitter of dozens of feet scrambling over linoleum. The noise crawls straight into my spine. Sharp, arrhythmic, like claws on plastic or rats gnawing a pipe. I press my back against the closet, knuckles white around the hammer, and try to picture what's out there, but my mind's useless. Stuck on old memories of camping as a kid. The time something scurried across my sleeping bag, and I convinced myself it was just a squirrel. This is nothing like that. The whine rises and falls, a weird, off-key yipping, and underneath it, the clicking starts again, moving back and forth in front of my door. My ankle throbs, and I finally look down. My sock is half soaked, the blood sticky, and I curse myself for not grabbing the first aid kit sooner. I crawl past the pile of laundry in the hallway, dragging my foot, and grab the crusty plastic box from under the bathroom sink. I catch my face in the mirror, wide, wild-eyed, sweat dripping into my mouth. I think of Dad, how he always said I looked like I was about to bolt when I got nervous. I almost laugh, but then something heavy slams into the door. The sound is meatier this time. Not the precise, eerie clicks, just a blunt, confused shove, like something trying to remember how to use arms. My mind latches on that. Maybe they forget how doors work. Maybe I'll be okay if I keep quiet. I try to ignore the panic building in my throat. I tear the sock off, press a wadded-up dish towel against the wound, and tape it with the shaking hands of someone who hasn't slept right in years. The eczema is burning, and I can't stop scratching with my free hand. As I limp back into the living room, my phone buzzes again, just once. No number, no ringtone. The screen flickers, then flashes white, like it's taking a photo on its own. I drop it, but the light keeps pulsing on the ground, illuminating every dust bunny and the frayed edge of the wallet photo I've kept under the coffee table since Rachel left. Her smile, faded now, watches me while the air behind the window warps and shimmers. A shape lurches past the jagged hole. Wrong angles, too many limbs, skin with a gray-green shine. Its head jerks as if it hears my breath, but it doesn't look in. Instead, it drags its palm down the wall, leaving behind a streak that sizzles against the paint. There's a chemical stench, sharp and bitter, making my eyes water. The apartment feels smaller by the second. I wedge a chair against the window frame, stacking a suitcase and a box of tax receipts on top. Anything heavy, anything close. I can't shake the feeling of being watched. The hammer's still slick in my hand, jelly from last week turning to glue between my fingers. I can't get the paper out of my mind. It knows your name. My own name, suddenly alien, echoes in my ears. From the hallway, the voice comes again, louder, angry now, twisted until it's barely human. "Travis, I see you. Come out!" At the same time, the scratching under the door turns to frantic scrabbling. The light under the door glows an impossible blue-green, flickering with each new scrape. A memory hits me. Standing at the edge of the community pool at 8, frozen with fear, every kid yelling my name, daring me to jump. I never did. I just stood there, watching the sun burn my feet, refusing to move. Right now, I wish I'd learned how to run. Something heavy crashes against the window barricade. The siren outside is gone, but in its place, I hear that off-key whine multiplying, getting closer, as if everything outside is answering back. I press my back to the closet door, heart hammering, and realize I don't have enough food, not nearly enough. My stomach clenches. I have to reach the kitchen, but the only way is past the window. Then the blue-green light blinks out. Everything goes black, except for the soft glow of my phone, which buzzes again, screen displaying a new text. "Unlock the door, Travis. We're inside."